Hey everyone, welcome to this week's update video. And we're going to do this week's update earlier than we usually do because there's no new units, and therefore I can talk about the units that we are getting. And there's also a couple of important things to know like in advance. So first off, let's go through what we're actually getting. So first one is going to be the Christmas event, right? The side story. We'll get the Christmas Crim from that. I'm unsure if there's any other units involved in that, but I definitely remember Christmas Crim being part of it. You will have gotten some of the currency from like the login event or like the check-in event over the past few days, right? You would have gotten some crystals and also some of the currency which you will use in the shop for this one. So yeah, there's that. We have the Hlokk rerun, very highly anticipated, and there's also going to be the rerun for Transcendent Ilia, and finally we have the double resource event. Now the double resource event is very important because it overlaps with the start of the Christmas side story. Now with side stories, if you have been playing the game for a while, you will know that you need to do like 5 dailies or 5 clears to complete the daily. And then those dailies give you bonus currency, right? So it makes whatever stamina you use for doing that, it makes it way more efficient than normal, right? Because you're also getting all those extra currency on top of what you're normally getting from doing the stages. So make sure you do the 5 dailies during the double resource, and then the rest of your stamina you use on double resource, of course, right? So farm your cores or whatnot. I definitely think it's worthwhile to use the 5 clears on the Christmas event to make sure you're getting those dailies done, because that will make it a lot easier in the following weeks to complete your event side story, or the shop, I should say. So yeah, now let's talk about the units in game, right? So if I just swap here. Now these stages are the over limit stages, right? You do this 5 times per week, which costs you in total 200 stamina. So as I said, get this done now while there's nothing like going on, because you don't want to waste your stamina during the double resource on this, because they're not affected by double resource anyway. So get this done before the maintenance, right? Okay, now let's go into the driver section to talk about the drivers that we're getting. So first one is going to be Hlokk. Hlokk is a very powerful guard unit. Her abilities require having a certain number of guards, but they do affect all of your guards, right? So let's go over the main ones. The first main one would be at the start of the battle, if there's 4 or more guard units, she will apply a shield to all of your guard units, right? No, most people will run like 4 or 5 guards usually, because you need some space for like other DPS that are usually not guards, and also some supports, and maybe some transcendent units thrown in too. So you actually don't have a lot of room for having to maximize this completely with a full team of guards. But even just having 5 of them is plenty anyway. Then on top of this, she'll also apply shield reprisal when she moves. So usually most people will make Hlokk move in the very early terms. Usually the first unit to act will be Hlokk to apply the shield reprisal to all her guards. Now she herself also has reflect damage in terms of shield reprisal, which she applies naturally herself, right? She'll refresh her own shield and then she'll apply the shield reprisal. In long drawn out games, usually she'll win because a lot of units will just die to the reflect, and then she can potentially solo up like a whole bunch of units right at the end, depending on how the enemy is set up. So that's why she's so powerful. There's a big reason why a lot of people quit the game actually over Hlokk in the past. Pretty much, ever since she got released, over the following months, the population of the game has died out a lot, especially, or mostly at the top level. Lower than that, people still like come into the game as fresh players, but most of the old school players have quit now. There's not that many people remaining that were here from the start. But yeah, she is of course like a limited unit and very powerful. So if you care about PvP, highly recommend you get a copy of her at least. She does really want to be ranked 10, therefore you will probably want to invest your gold books into her, but it's very worth it if you care about PvP. I don't foresee her leaving the meta for quite a while, so yeah, definitely still pick her up. And the worst case scenario, she's always going to find a use in the Cosmic Showdown, because you need 2 teams there, and making a guard team is quite easy as long as you have a Hlokk. So yeah, that is Hlokk. Alright, next we got T Illya. So Transcendent Ilia is has some controversy because a lot of people kind of hate on her, and a lot of the hate, in my opinion, is a little misguided. A lot of people will say she's like the worst unit in the game, doesn't do anything, she sucks in PvP. Now, while it is true that she sucks in PvP, she's actually one of the best units in the game for crusade raids specifically. So if you care about crusade raids, you want at least 1 copy of Illya, right? She is usable at low ranks, although of course she'll get better with more ranks. But you can use her even at a low rank. And the reason for that is because she increases your crit damage cap. So the crit damage cap is 1000 crit damage, which is these days is very easy to achieve. There's so many good crit damage buffers now, and if you can trigger Xiao Wu and or Evadi, both of them have very high crit damage buffs. It's very easy to crit damage cap with them, right? So what she does is she raises this cap, and also I think she also even buffs the crit damage as well. So let's say you get capped to 1000. Once she attacks, it will make the crit damage go up to 1050, right? Then a second attack, it actually stacks, right? So on her second attack, your crit damage cap will then go to 1100, and then so on, and depending on how many rounds you go for, right? So for that reason, in my opinion, she's probably the second best support unit for crusade raids. Like I want to separate this from DPS units because they're very different types of units. But in terms of support, we've got Coast Guard. I would say is the best crusade support unit, and I think Illya is actually the second best. And then after that, you have most of your buffing units like Melia, like Xiao Wu and Monica and all those sort of units, right? But I think she's so good. She's good because she has a very unique buff, right, that no one else provides. And at max rank, it's 50 extra crit damage, but at lower ranks, even if you're running her rank 1 or something, I believe she still does 20% overcap crit damage, which is still pretty good, right? No one else does that, and it allows you to do more overkill damage. Now, if you don't care about scoring high in crusade raids, you don't need her at all. But if you do care about scoring high, trying to compete with the top players with their scores, then you'll probably want to have a Illya, right, in your roster. So these are the 2 units. I believe you'll get the limited skin for Hlokk as long as you've pulled a copy. Illya, I'm not sure if this one's a paid one. I think the Transcendent units are paid skins, so you won't get a free one with her, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to get her or not. So Illya is primarily a crusade raid unit. Hlokk is primarily a PvP unit. So you can pick based off what your goals are in the game. Alright, so that is it for this week. Those are all the things that we're getting for now. And I will post the crusade raid video shortly, probably within the day after this post. I still need to record it, but I'll get that done. But I want to get this one out first because I think it's more important, showing you the stamina usage for the side story versus the double resource, and we got 2 very good units in my opinion to talk about as well. So I hope that is helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you once I've done the crusade raid video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.